Campus Radio.
Believe it.
One of the main things in my mindset that I really wanted to dedicate this opportunity to my grandmother, who was 108 years old when she passed. And I couldn't make it to Barbados. I cried like a baby in my office. I was working for New York State Force. I didn't get a chance to come, but my mother told me she was waiting for you. And an interesting experience happened to me that I was in church one day in Atlanta, and she visited me, and she brought one of my relatives who had just passed a couple of weeks ago. And I said, no one told me, but my grandmother brought it. I said, oh, now I know what's going on. But this is a dedication to all the women who have supported me, because I'm the product of a woman, and I feel that every single thing that I've done for my life in the last 30 years, success was a result of a woman. And I wanted the opportunity to give back. Now, I know I met many of you under different circumstances, but the story is the same. I get into your face and I start talking and you wonder, who's this dude? And at the end of the day, you realize that I really want to make something happen. And I think it's us as men to really give back to those who make it possible for us to have this experience called life. Because anywhere in the world, if you look at it, there's no way, right, that you can recreate a male unless it comes through a woman. And I'm extremely excited about that fact, and I think that this is an opportunity now for women to come and see how we feel, how we think. Because I think that women have a strong desire to sustain God's life, love, liberty, and to establish a world of excellence. That's their role, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm very excited about it. Norma, of Authenticity. I met her, it's 11 years?
I don't even know how long it's been.
It is.
We never met, but we've been communicating.
I saw this young
I'm
lady.
sorry it wasn't you.
Yeah, I met Norma on Yvette. People say, why are you hanging out on Yvette? I had a vision.
Yeah.
I knew that at some point, somewhere, somehow, internet marketing, business, entrepreneurship, healthcare, everything was going to flow through the Yvette. And this is when I was in my early 20s. Now I'm 49 years old. And I'm telling you, look what has happened. So when I met you online, I looked at her picture, and my grandmother gave me the skill of how to read people's face. I couldn't believe it, because I would always hang out with her. She'd be reading the ground, and she called me Joel. I said, why are you naming me Joel? She said, it's a book in the Bible. That's yours. You own that. That's your name. And I said, okay, so I'm going to follow you around. She'd have her hole on her head, going up in the ground, and she was working at the plantation for years, love her to death, and still holding the life, the love, and the legacy of my grandmother. So when I met you and I said, authenticity, I think she's keeping it real, okay? And I met you because I wanted to get the message out, and I said, the guys are not going to help me, I need to find women. And one of the things I said is, well, I might as well go home. Because the first thing I'm going to do is reach out to women, and you had just signed up to Skype, and that's how I met you. And then you got the bug for internet radio and media, because you said that your dream was to become a journalist. And what have you done? You've written articles, you've traveled, you've interviewed authors from Atlanta to Pennsylvania, done radio and TV, you're doing your own TV show, you're going to be going to Portland, Oregon. I'm very proud of what you've done. Anita, I met her because of Carrot Voice newspaper. I was in my office one day, and a guy popped up, and I said, what do you do? And he said, I have a newspaper on the street. I said, I never heard of it, and I haven't seen it. And he said, it's not being distributed. I said, I have a Jeep, let's get busy. And we reestablished that in Carrot Voice newspaper, and that's how I met Anita. Anna, you remember? Yes. And since then, I would not let her go, not because she's one of the prettiest women in the world only. I love to be surrounded by pretty women, of course. But because intelligence and heart, very focused on what God wants. And I feel that the only reason that I was birthed is to serve God, because when I was born, I was a mute at 4 years old. I was still a mute. And the only time that I had the opportunity to recognize who I was like, Mom, I'm back in Barbados, tell me, what was it like to raise a mute? And she said, I could never tell when you were choking. I had to feel you. I had to know, I had to sync with you. And that's when I started crying. I said, so this is something very serious. And I was the last child that she had. So that was one of the things that I got really excited about. When I met Nigel, I put a camera in Nigel's face. Nigel said, I want to do some video stuff, and I said, okay, and I started talking. I had my mini cam like that one, that same mini cam that's behind me, with our new videographer. Okay? And Nigel wanted to put a book together, so I did the video and we published it in New York, Global Village, the same company that published your book. And you were successful in your book publishing because you sold every single one that you printed, you all had printed. And finally, the guy in East Bajan, I don't know where they all come from, but Charlene, who is one of the other people who believed in what I had to offer and share with her, she just broke off into her new radio show, and she has her own radio station now. And that was one of my goals. If I teach you what I know, go share it and be who you need to be for you. And that's a big deal. So when Anita approached, Charlene called you, she said, I called her, but I don't think she's going to call me back, and I don't know what to do. I said, what's her number? And I called her, and that conversation went on for 45 minutes.
Yep.
And ever since then, I could not get rid of her.
Yeah. Can't get rid of him either.
I
I'm going to McDonald's and late for my daughter's dinner. I said,
Yeah.
you're going to have to wait. And I pulled over in the rain
Yeah.
and talked to him.
I said, I have a 50, do you want it if you stay away from me? And she said, no, I don't care how much money. But yeah, so Ordinary Women, Extraordinary Lives. You've written a book, it's an awesome book from the back room to the boardroom. Every single day women live lives and think that they're not qualified. That's wrong. I'm telling you, I want you to come to this seminar. I'm probably going to put this up on Facebook in a little bit. Because I want you to come to this seminar because you're ordinary, but you're also extremely extraordinary. And you need to come and find out who you truly are in the changing course of time. I've always been saying that God has been playing the best chess game ever in the history of the world, simply because he made a promise to man and he passed on his spiritual deity, which gave you the right to free will. So an invitation doesn't mean you have to show up, but I want you to show up because your life is going to change forever. So if you are frustrated and wondering who you need to be and what you need to be, we don't have all the answers. We have a lot of core information to help put you on the road to success and build your royalty. The voice that the Queen heard was that original mind that you have. You need to take this on. And I call my speech the Royal Rumble. Life, love, legacy. Those are the three things that a woman wants. And I know what a woman wants because I'm a man, and without connecting to a woman, I cannot be a true man. Period. It doesn't matter. We can talk sex, we can talk food, clothing, and shelter, but at the end of the day, the connectivity and the unity and the strength and the value and the tradition of excellence that is set by the connectivity between the man and the woman who share common goals, values, and tradition will always be the cornerstone and the hallmark of the future of women and civilization itself. So that's my moment. And I'm gonna share with you.